It's April the 2nd, and I'm making a sort of variation on Jessica Steyer's s'mores. Whoops. S'mores. And we'll see if I can get this to work at all. See, I don't like s'mores, actually. So it's funny that I'm even trying this. I don't like marshmallows. If I were one of the kids that they'd studied with that marshmallow test, they would have got some skewed results, because I wouldn't have wanted the marshmallow. They would have thought, oh, wow, Pauline has amazing ability to resist temptation, or whatever I can't remember what they were testing. You get 2 marshmallows if you wait or something. You only get 1 if you ate it right away. Something like that. Anyway, I melted my chocolate in the double boiler. And instead of marshmallows, I put chunks of coconut on top. I made the recipe quite a bit different than Steyer's recipe. And this is going to be fantastic. James tried the bars already, and he said it's okay. So for James, getting an it's okay is actually, this is a great bar recipe. He doesn't like my protein bars. There we go. Now, I might have to stick this on the double boiler a little more often than I would like. Let's see if we can get this one. There we go. Oops, and now I'm gooping. Trying to be so careful, yet I'm messing it up. Okay, well, whatever. I don't really care that much what they look like. And I'm sure James will be eating most of these ones. This is the most expensive recipe that I've ever made for protein bars. But a lot of these ingredients were given to me. At one time, I would have bought them, and I would have thought, yes, I'm doing something healthy and awesome. But my opinions on things like that have changed a little bit. Although March was a really bad month for me, and I was eating a lot of chocolate. I started out, my body was totally I don't know, fighting my brain or something like that. It was like my second brain was telling my first brain, nope, we've got to settle things down. This is getting to a ridiculous level, and I'm not going to cooperate with this anymore. And so my body went on strike and started eating all sorts of junky things. Like, first it was coffee, of course, right? And then after that, I stopped the coffee, but then I started, I guess the dogs think this is a great place to play. Then I started eating chocolate, and it got to the point where I started eating Polish cookies and stuff that were given to me because they don't have English on them, and so I guess somehow I was convincing myself, oh yeah, well, if I don't know what I'm eating, then that's just great. But anyway, what I did is I melted I'm gonna have to stick this on the double boiler again. It's not really flowing really well. I melted some unsweetened chocolate in the double boiler, and I mixed it like I'm going to need more than a package for making this because I have another 6 bars for this recipe after this. And I'm not going to have enough chocolate. But, yeah, unsweetened chocolate. A teaspoon, so that's a box of that, this size. 225 grams. See if that'll stay up there. And then a little bit of coconut oil. It's almost meditative watching the chocolate slowly flow onto the coconut. Ah, I'm losing my coconut. Anyway. If I had more chocolate, I'd try to do the sides and stuff, but you know, I think this will be just fine. As long as there's enough that the coconut pieces are sticking to the top. I think I'll enjoy this more than marshmallows, that's for sure. I don't know if James will. I've never really asked him if he likes marshmallows. Yeah, I'm gonna heat this up again. So that's not hot enough to pour. Anyway, so in the meantime, I'm going to talk about my, that looks so beautiful, my ingredients. So I put, first I took the food processor and I mixed up the almond butter with a couple, maybe a tablespoon of vanilla and a teaspoon of stevia. And this, and half of a container of Greens protein powder. And oh dear, I forgot to bring out that other thing. Well, I'll get it. I put it in the fridge. Half of this, somebody gave me this. And so yeah, I mixed that up. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. So I mixed all that up in the food processor. And then I also put about a cup of this cocoa powder, which is superior cocoa powder, I don't know, from Bulk Barn. And I'd read the nutritional information at the time there, and it had a higher fat content than the regular stuff. So I guess that's what's superior about it. And then I put the stuff from the food processor in the mixing bowl, and I added 1 whole package of the graham cracker crumbs. And what else did I add? Oh yeah, that was instead of the oat flour, basically. And so I didn't add the oat flour, but I did add the same amount, like the coffee grinder full of chickpea, or not chickpea, chia seeds that I usually put. And then I put in about 2.5 cups of quinoa flakes. So that's what the white speckled bits are. And boy, those dogs are crazy today. So I press that into my normal pan that I use, and then I refrigerated them. Oh, first I scored the bars like normal, and then I refrigerated, and then I've taken them out, and you're totally caught up. So anyway, now you might think, well, this is expensive ingredients, right? I mean, the stevia, this is what I use anyway. So that's no different than I would normally use. And the dark chocolate, when I'm making a bar like this, I don't know if he's playing with them or what, but that's really enough. But this is what I use. It's unsweetened chocolate. There's nothing. If you get the other kinds of chocolate, then there's other stuff in it, right? So that's what I use for melting to put on top. And then the rest of the stuff, though, like I wouldn't have normally added roasted almond butter, but I would rather just have almond butter that's not roasted. But this was given to me, and I'm very grateful. And these were given to me, and they're Bernard Callebaut chocolate, which I'm grateful for, and Rainforest certified. And they're lovely on top of my bars. So I have these to dress that up. Now the thing is, with a lot of these ingredients, even though this is, like this was given to me by somebody with diabetes, and I guess he probably thought it was healthy, and then he realized no. So, I mean, you can see the ingredients there are not, like, if you're, like when James had cancer and needed to gain weight, we were feeding him whatever. Like, just, we really wanted to fatten him up so that he could get into the stem cell therapy. He was too late, but he pulled back. But this, to help gain or maintain a healthy weight, well, gain, okay. Anyway, so normally I wouldn't use this, right? So that's a lot of calories for one little serving of that, but I only used half of a container of this, and that was just to that was in the food processor with the other stuff, just to make it the right texture. And I mean, this is great, but sugar, it's right away. It's the second ingredient, sugar, and then cocoa butter, and what, I don't have a problem with the rest, but I mean, normally I wouldn't eat this because of that. And this surprised me. I mean, this is baby food, right? And you expect babies to get healthier stuff. There we go. Sugar is the third ingredient. And I tried a little bit of this, and basically it tastes like water. It's really not good. I can't imagine any baby would like this. But, so I just put that in. And, oh, this one surprised me too. This was given to me, and so I was like, well, what am I going to do with this? So I thought, well, there's a s'mores bar recipe I could try. So, wheat flour, whole grain wheat flour, sugar, vegetable oil. So, I mean, right away, it's not very far down the list I get sugar, and then next down the list I get soy oil, which is junk. Anyway, so anyway, that's something to try. And this surprised me. Remember yesterday I got, I was using the apricots, and all it was when you flipped over the ingredient was apricots. Well, this one, you flip over the ingredients, coconuts first, and then sugar. So, anyway, not just coconut in there. And now I have to refrigerate this because it says to refrigerate after opening. So yeah, that's how I make these bars. Now I will refrigerate them again so that the chocolate hardens and all that. And then I will package them up and put them in individual, like in freezer bags, and label it and everything. And I'm going to label this contain sugar. So even though like I was eating terrible things this March, so if I look at it that way, and that's how I did look at it when I decided to make this, well, this is certainly healthier for me to eat than regular chocolate bars or whatever was in those Polish cookies, which James offered to share the ingredients with me, and I was like, I don't know. Anyway, so at least with this, I know I'm getting some good things, right? Like there, I did put my ground chia in there, and there's lots of good things in with, like this dark chocolate is good. It just has sugar in it. And this coconut's good. It just has sugar in it. And the greens powder's awesome. So whatever. That's that. So now my chocolate's melted and I'm going to start doing this again. But there you go. Now you know how to make these protein bars.